What the hell?
And that's why you should never buy steroids from a hooker.
Started.
He definitely
I can
started.
tell. He
Ladies
started.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, transvestites of all
Why are you?
ages.
No.
May I introduce to you this train wreck of a podcast? Why are you here? Why are you listening to this? You could be doing something else with your time.
You could seriously be doing like
Literally anything else.
You could go
right
be
now.
doing your taxes in
Do it.
time
Go do
for
your
April.
taxes.
Go do your taxes.
Go do your taxes. They're gonna be doing like a month.
That's the name of this episode. Go do your taxes.
The name of the episode is "Go Do Your Taxes." They're gonna be doing like a month, dude. You might as well just go do them.
Yeah, you got to get ready with those. If you don't, then
Yeah, you
you're
don't
just
want to.
screwed.
Hey,
You're
look.
done.
Hey, look. The IRS is ruthless, bro. Like
The
they
IRS
will.
will break down your
Yoshi
door.
committed tax fraud.
Yeah, exactly. She committed tax fraud.
They will come for you, and they will like legit like kill. They do not care.
Have y'all heard of Yoshi's dad, Yabi?
What?
Yabi, yeah, Yabi.
My boy
Yabi, Yoshi's dad.
Yabi out here in the streets with the cat. Yeah, that Yabi.
Oh shit.
All right. Hello. I was gonna say niggas, but I don't think I can.
You can
You
say
just said it. You
It's
idiot.
fine.
but it's okay. He's black. It's okay. He's
fine.
black.
I already said it. It's been
YouTube disclaimer: he is black.
whatever.
He's allowed. He's allowed to say it.
I'm allowed to say it. We're not getting money off of this.
We were never gonna get money off of this
Right now,
anyway. I don't
how
know what
much-
you're talking
No one's
about.
gonna watch it.
Nobody's gonna watch it.
I don't
but,
know why
like,
we're
if
not
they
promoting this.
did- If they did, nobody's ever gonna. We're not gonna ever get money off of this. Like,
Katie, what did
whatever.
you do with my money? I thought we were using that for advertising.
Okay,
I
everybody.
took it and went to
Everybody
stores.
Shut
Uh-huh.
mouth. Shut up. Okay. Ladies, gents, fuckos, fuckettes. I'm one of
And
your
everything
hosts.
in between.
I made a TV incorrectly in Minecraft.
All right, in
No,
compliance with
that's your
CPA
name.
regulations and rules, start
Listen,
Mark.
not working.
If we have a theme song, throw it in here.
We
We don't have a theme song.
I'll make you one.
Yeah, we don't have a theme. Yeah, there we go. We don't have a
We
theme
don't have a
song
theme song
yet.
yet.
It'll just
Okay,
be human music.
Okay,
from
we need to
Rick and
introduce
Morty.
ourselves
Yeah,
because
fuckos, fuckettes, everything in between. I'm Mossman Libra, Edward, whatever the fuck you decide to call me. If people start fucking watching this,
you don't need your intro to be that long.
yeah, shut the.
All right. In other news, I am Bill Blorgus, also known as Chinggis Clorgus.
I'm first.
That's
I'm first. I'm the
Ching-
co-host.
that's Chinggis-
I'm
that's-
first.
That's Chinggis Clorgus, aka Bingus Blorgus.
He does not go by his real name.
You better
His
not
face-
call me it like
his
inadvertently.
the last one, the female one, introduce.
Hi. Hello.
You're the last one for a purpose.
I'm a. Oh.
She's a gremlin.
I am a gremlin. That's it.
Yeah, that's her whole personality. She doesn't really
I'm
have
just.
anything else.
I'm just a gremlin.
We don't have
Some.
We
people
bought her off
call
the
me
dark
Katie.
web.
we don't have anything else.
She escaped from an SCP containment facility.
SCP containment breach.
We don't have anything else on file besides Gremlin. Like
It literally,
Like,
my file is just gremlin
we have-
repeated 1,001 times.
we have files. No, it's not even that. We have files for everybody.
And then it's just me.
and
and her.
Yours is literally just the word Gremlin. Like period.
Gorgeous schmorgish.
Uh,
Ah, fuck.
this better work right now. I want a TV in Minecraft.
I don't want to. I don't care about your Minecraft.
it did.
We need to start on the story.
You're right.
Well, you're the one who's supposed to start
Let's
that.
get into
Ah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Killer Keemstar, and let's get right
I
into the
think
murder
that intro- I
story.
think that intro might be copyrighted.
Shh.
What? He copyrighted his own intro? That's kind of.
What a douche move.
I mean, he might.
Exactly.
It is. Yeah, I don't put it past him.
All right. Are you guys ready for murder?
Yes.
Well, I've been ready for murder. I'm waiting for you.
To murder you?
Yes. You're the
Just
one
get
that's most likely
it. Just
to
get
do
it over with.
Yeah, man. You know what? Just
I'm ready to go to jail for mass homicide. I've been pumping up with the homies.
I don't think you should say that on record. Okay.
All right, man.
All right, you
Okay,
say
I
what you want to.
want.
Okay.
You may want
Greg,
to stop sharing your screen, by the way, Katie.
Gather around and shut the fuck up.
Gather your horses. Gather your horses.
Gather.
Okay, stop.
Time.
I need to read. Okay, so our story today, our first story, is on Jacqueline Elaine Nix. She was born on December 17th, 1980 in Gainesville, Georgia. She went missing on September 20th, 1999. She was 18 at the time.
Jacqueline's a dummy thick name.
You should probably post your notes.
We don't need.
I don't have a notebook on hand.
Okay.
I don't have
I got you, fam. I got you.
Ooh, all right. Okay.
Okay.
11.5.
Now I have to redo that.
I have to redo. Oh, the whole thing. Well, whatever. It don't matter.
Okay. So our story is on Jacqueline Elaine Nix. She was born on December 17th, 1980 in Gainesville, Georgia. She, what else?
Already fucked up.
I already fucked up.
Went missing September 20th, 1999. Roughly.
I read the facts. That's my job.
You already read the facts. I'm going over them.
Okay. She was 18 at the time she went missing on September 20th, 1999 in Lawrenceville, Georgia. She drove a 1986 Toyota Celica? I don't know how to pronounce cars. I don't know what cars are. Silicon?
Yes. No, silica.
Okay.
No, it's not silicon, it's silica.
Okay. And she was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, khaki pants, and blue and white gym shoes.
I wouldn't be caught dead wearing that.
Me neither. Like, girl, I'm sorry you're dead, but like...
Well, like...
But your fit was whack.
White t-shirt, khaki pants, white shirt.
I know, right? Okay, so she had a boyfriend. She had a long-distance relationship with this boy named Billy Millwood. I'm not sure how old he was, but they were, like, both around the same age. And he lived in Cleveland with his mom, which is not very far away, but they were still long distance.
And that's, like... When did you say 1999?
1999.
That's when she was found, so, like, we have to be in... That's long distance for, like...
It's literally 30 miles away, and she had to pay a bunch of money for long-distance calls. What is this crap? I don't like this.
So, okay. Stop. This episode is not about long-distance calls.
Broke-ass payphone-looking ass.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money just to make long-distance calls, because, like, you have to think about it. Like, they weren't...
I didn't tell you how much money it was.
Yeah, but there's still... I know it's a lot of money. Like...
Okay. Well, let me tell you.
From experience.
Let me tell you.
Bro, have you been making long-distance calls again?
Can you shut... Okay.
Not on your payroll.
Oh my god. Can you shut... We haven't even gotten to the murder yet.
We haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in 1999, long-distance calls were expensive as fuck.
Like...
Thick bills.
All right.
Thick bills.
When one bill topped off at $74 for just a month, Elaine's mother, Becky Nix, was infuriated. She told Elaine that she could no longer call Billy with her phone. Becky made the phone provider discontinue the ability of long-distance calls and told Elaine that, quote, for 35 cents she could use that payphone and talk to him for as long as she wanted. We have to live on a budget, end quote. Elaine then began to drive to Zach's Food Rack to use their payphone relatively often. Zach's Food Rack was a convenience store that closed at midnight. That night, Billy and Elaine talked about going on a camping trip, and their call ended around 1 a.m. after an hour of conversation. Elaine was never heard from again. At roughly 2 a.m., a police officer noticed Elaine's car sitting in the parking lot with no one in sight. According to him, the hood was still warm. The keys were still in the ignition, and her purse and cigarettes were in the back seat. The officer brushed it off and continued on his patrol despite the worrying circumstances. Elaine had a
without your ciggies.
Says a 17-year-old.
Shh.
They don't know that. They ain't gotta know that. Dang.
Okay. Elaine had a history of running off to see her friends instead of going home, which is the main reason her parents were unperturbed by her not fuck. By her. Okay.
Dookie.
Elaine had a history of running off to see her friends instead of going home, which is the main reason her parents were unperturbed by her not returning home that night. The next morning, Becky went to Zach's food rack in hopes of finding Elaine. She grew worried upon finding her car in the exact way the officer had seen it, so she filed a missing persons report that morning. But sadly, the police did not take it seriously, as they do most missing persons cases, because Elaine had a history of running away and moving out. Becky also made the mistake of driving Elaine's car home, destroying any possible evidence inside.
Oh, shit.
It's not a cover-up case, I swear.
Oh, it made me so angry to read that. Okay.
This is a cover-up case, I promise, I promise.
Police went through the surveillance and saw a dark-colored truck driving near the payphone, but no other evidence was found. As the days passed, hope for the family to bring their daughter home grew smaller and smaller. Friends and locals began searching in the surrounding areas in hopes of finding Elaine's body. On September 29th, 1999, Elaine's body was found in the woods near an industrial park, only 9 days after she went missing. She was found nude and her clothing was never found. However, her jewelry was left untouched, which confused the police. They couldn't place the motive for her murder, as her jewelry was left on her body and her purse was left in her car, with money inside. Elaine's body was so decomposed upon being found that she was only identified by multiple tattoos and dental records. Her death was classed as a homicide despite no outer injuries like stab or gunshot wound. Police theorized that her death was sexually motivated and she was killed shortly after her phone call with Billy. I'm not sure if the dark truck had anything to do with it.
Sounds like the body's ready for certain activities.
Can you? Whoa. That is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's dead.
Okay. So all right.
How do you feel so far?
So far, which I mean, like a lot of cases a lot of cases are like this, and not all of them actually end up like it. It just seems like it was the
Like it was the huh?
like it just seems like it was the dude. It just seems like it was him.
Billy?
Yeah, it just seems like it was Billy, which
Do
is
you think it was Billy?
which is already a dumb name to begin with.
Imagine being named William and having your parents call you Billy.
I'd rather go by Billy than William, though.
Will.
Stupid ass name.
Will
What's
Wheaton.
going on? My name is oh shoot, I just thought of it. Ilum.
Billiam. Okay. So, much like you guys, a lot of people began to suspect Billy. Especially after he was arrested on several drug charges. The police ruled him out as a suspect.
Well, I mean,
Check for drug cum.
here's the thing. To me, I don't know. It really could be Billy, and like.
And the police are just messing up like they do all the time?
Yeah, because obviously the police are human, and if they see that it looks like Billy, but a bunch of these cases have gone through where it looks like it's one person, but it is another person because a lot of evidence could point towards somebody, but we're not actually taking into consideration somebody else. They're going to let him go as just a suspect that it really seems like it's him. Which it usually happens. Usually in a bunch of these unsolved cases that somehow get solved years and years later, it looks like it's somebody and they really think it is somebody, but they dismiss it because obviously it's somebody else that they're just not looking at. So
they think it's just circumstance.
It definitely looks like it could be Billy, because obviously he's had several drug charges. He was one of the last people to, actually talk to her before she was.
Yeah, but he was on the
I don't
phone
know,
with her.
guys. It was
Right.
it
But
really do be looking like that police officer did it though.
The police officer.
It could be just somebody completely
All right.
out of the blue that like isn't shown in any of the
You
stories.
ready? You ready to hear some crazy shit?
Is random. Pull that shit out.
All right. Several years later, in 2005, Elaine's father, David Nix, told Gainesville Times that an individual had claimed to witness 4 men drag Elaine away from the convenience store. When asked to share the name of the witness, David refused to answer, but told the authorities at a later date. How do you feel about that?
I mean, people tell people shit. So
But he told them that he, at least I think from what I know, he told them that he heard this from a witness before he told the authorities.
Yeah.
Which is like, but like, when did he hear from the witness? Because this is in 2005.
Right. So
like, I mean, 6 years later.
I'm thinking
the dude's been guilt tripping since 1999.
It could either be, it could be like an actual piece of evidence that they could use, or it's just some kids. People do that. It's just some shithead kids lost his fucking daughter, and they're like, yeah, let's give him some fake evidence, or it could be real. These people could definitely. This person could have definitely saw people dragging her off away from a convenience.
And that's what's sad, is that we'll never know if it's true or not.
Right, because it's unsolved, and obviously we aren't cops. We're detectives.
All right.
We're
I got
not
more
cops,
though.
we're detectives.
The plot thickens. Okay, stop singing the cops theme song. Okay, I have the plot. The plot thickens though, okay? It gets worse. 5 years later, in 2010, Becky Nix and Jennifer Boyd received identical letters. Jennifer Boyd was Elaine's friend since middle school and had followed the case religiously since she'd gone missing. The letters were supposedly from an important businessman who admitted and went into detail on what happened the night of Elaine's disappearance. He claimed that 3 people were hanging out at someone's trailer when they had the idea of going out for some drinks. Sometime past this point, they spotted Elaine at the payphone and offered her money. She declined, and this is when the man claimed Elaine to have been abducted. The following events are unknown. The man also gave several locations as to where to find evidence to back up his claims. However, police investigated and stated the letters were a hoax. Nothing else is known of what happened to Jacqueline Elaine Nix on September 20th, 1999.
Okay, I got it. Watch this.
Are you about to solve this case?
Yeah,
Go
he's
back.
About to put,
all right.
He's about to
I'm
put
about
the
to. I'm about
thing
to
on
put.
it.
I'm about to put this all together. All right. I'm about to put it all my little works. Watch this. All right. She's 18. She was driving what, a 1986 Toyota Celica. Let me look that car up real quick. Let me see how bad that car looked.
It ain't that bad.
What'd you say? 1986 Toyota Celica.
Yep.
Oh, that's not that bad. Ooh, that actually looks kind of pretty. All right. That's fucking beautiful. Actually, like that's a mad pretty car.
I'm surprised the cops didn't take it and say it was for evidence, but it's actually for personal use.
Well, remember, they couldn't take it for evidence because her mom drove away with it.
Oh, no wonder she wanted it.
Okay. Yeah, right.
She wanted the resale value.
September 17th, 1980. That's right. She was only 9. She was only 18.
She's 18.
Jesus shit. All right. Went missing September 20th. Body found 9 days. Okay.
But what happened in those 9 days? Because we have a
Yeah,
blank spot in our timeline.
Yeah, that's not saying that she necessarily died
that night. Like she
right. She could have been abducted and held.
The guy was a necrophile.
All right, let's do this. Scroll down. Scroll back down to the bottom. Give me those notes. There we go. Nope. All right, no, that's all. All right, that's all I need. Good. All right, good. All
Okay,
right,
but she was
2005,
so
2005. Witness saw 4 men drag a link away, and then 2010, some businessman. I got you. Watch this. Okay. So all right. So Billy has nothing to do with it. Billy has nothing to do with it at all. He was just her long distance boyfriend at the time. He's just some druggy.
He was just
kid,
vibing on the
whatever.
other end of the phone.
Yeah, he was just vibing on like LSD or something. All right. 2005, right? Elaine's father gets a piece of evidence given to him from an unknown, or not unknown, but an anonymous
it's not it's
it's
unknown
It was
because the
Billy.
authorities. It's not
not
public.
it's not anonymous, but anonymous to the public.
It was
So,
Billy.
not public. It's not Billy. Shut up. Not public. Witness saying that they saw 4 men drag a lane convenience store. Okay. Um, he didn't say the name, which then if he didn't say the name, it actually could have been Billy. And let me not say that it can't be Billy. It could have been Billy. Let's be honest.
That's such a stupid no.
No, but it could be. It could be.
It could be, and it makes me mad because it could be.
Yeah,
and you're not wrong that it could be, but at the same time, it's like
that's it pisses
that
me
doesn't
off.
make sense though.
Yeah.
But it could be.
In 2010, Becky and Jennifer Boyd. Okay, Becky was the mom, and Jennifer was since middle school. Okay, that's a really weird person to choose to give a note to.
Well, because she was like basically her best friend, and she
but
knew everything about the case.
Was the father dead at the time?
I'm not sure.
Because if the father wasn't dead at the time, no, not after 2010.
No. Like in terms of I think in terms of like mourning and stuff, he shows up.
Because if the father was still alive at 2010, when the mom and this friend got the letters, why didn't this specific person send a letter to the father and the mother, and not instead the mother and the best friend? That's an odd choice to choose when the other parent is alive. Just to me, like, you're sending it to one parent, you would send it to the other. But then again, like, if you're sending it to one parent, again, the other is going to see it. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll leave that at that.
They're identical too.
They're identical letters, so he obviously planned to give them both the same amount of information. He didn't plan on giving one person more information than the other, which means that he obviously wanted them both to have sort of the same idea of what happened to important businessman. See, that
it was Bill Gates.
There's where two pieces of evidence are sort of clashing with each other. There's a little bit of a as we say in, I forgot the Danganronpa term for it, but there's a Danganronpa term. There's a term in Danganronpa for it, where one piece of evidence is deathly incorrect with another piece of evidence. I forgot what it was. I think it's truthful.
What's the other piece of evidence?
Okay, 2005. This witness says 4 men dragged Elaine away.
Yeah, and the other one
2010, it's 3. So what I'm thinking is this businessman who was sending letters to the mother, to the parents, was the fourth person.
You got an echo going on. We all do for some reason.
What the hell?
I don't know.
It's not me. My audio isn't going.
My audio is perfectly fine.
It probably is me though. It might be me.
Are we good now?
Is it? Wait.
Keep talking.
If you mean as in all of us, do you mean me as well?
Oh no, you're good now.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking, right? This businessman was the 4th person that the witness in 2005 was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He at some point within the years between 1999 and 2010 got the guilt sort of ran up to him about murdering this woman, or at least being an accomplice in the murder of this woman. We don't know if he was the one to perform the killing or not.
We have no idea what happened.
We have no idea what happened. So let's say that he was an accomplice to the murder and he was an accomplice to a possible rape or a sexual assault. The guilt catches up to him. He doesn't want this to appear on his record because obviously he's an important businessman. He doesn't want, he doesn't want people to figure out about this and then cancel him, essentially. Which canceling isn't necessarily a thing in 2010, but if people
we
figure
were
out
getting there.
yeah, if people figure out that you helped within a rape or possible rape and a murder, you're off the air. You're not coming back from that.
Rape, not in my country.
So he gets guilty and he wants to clear his name, which he has enough. I'm guessing he has enough money to patch a few things up, to shut the cops up and make it seem like he wasn't a part of it. So he sends them letters saying that it was only 3 people, which were the other 3 people besides him, throwing them under the bus. But knowing that he could have done this, one of the or all of the 3 other people go to these sites that he gives and clean up the evidence.
Ooh.
We're getting some Inception shit here.
I'm thinking that these other 3 people will know because I feel like the records would have talked about these other 3 people, these other 3 names being like large names.
Well, he never gave names.
He never did give.
He just said that there were 3 people.
I'm thinking this important businessman wasn't the only person within these 4 to become sort of a bigger person, sort of a wealthier person, and one of the other people with enough wealth hired maybe some actual detectives, maybe some cops, to say that they didn't find anything or to clean up what they found so that it doesn't actually look like they found a single thing, to completely say that he was lying so that they don't get in trouble. But then that still sparks the question of what actually happened to this girl.
Yeah, what happened to Elaine?
Which I have a few thoughts.
Well, okay. When you get the question what happened to her, you have to bring into the fact that she was so decomposed that she could only be identified by dental records.
Which means that something
and
tattoos.
Yeah,
so,
but still,
something
those are very
happened.
Individual things.
Something happened in between these 9 days that completely that whoever had her completely fucked her.
How fast? Okay.
How fast do bodies decompose? Because we have to take into consideration.
So the average body decomposes in about like 5 to 6 days or so.
3 to 5. Wow.
3. Well, yeah, 3 to 5.
Close.
Sorry, I was off.
Just 3 to 5 days.
The body starts to bloat, and blood-containing foam leaks from the mouth and nose. 8 to 10 days after the death, the body turns from green to red as the blood decomposes in the organs and the abdomen accumulate gas. So we're in that.
She had to have been killed like the 20th or the 21st.
She had to have been killed fairly quick for her body to have decomposed that much.
Which brings the question: did her body sit there that time? And how did no one find her?
I don't know. Yeah, where was she found again?
She was found in the woods near an industrial park. I think I have the exact place. It's like off of I-75.
In the woods.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the woods.
Oh. That I'm not gonna rule that.
Yeah.
That's a hiding spot. Isolated industrial.
So I read something that many people and like truckers and like stuff like that would go there to illegally dump their trash.
I love illegally dumping my trash.
So it could have just been a random trucker as well.
Especially my corpses.
It could have been just some random person that found her.
But your theory is kind of solid.
Of what? The businessman being the 4th person?
Yeah.
Well, so obviously, I mean,
Personally,
Did you
it
say what
seems
kind of? You said it was
like
a pickup that pulled up, right? And got her.
it was a. Was it a dark or a brown truck?
It just said like
I
dark.
think. Yeah, it was just a dark truck.
And how many like people does a truck usually hold? Like one, two, three, like five usually.
5 to 6.
Yeah, depending on
Well,
the
well,
size.
there's room in the
In the
bed
back.
too.
Yeah.
But did it show her being put in the back? You think they would have said something like that?
That's true. They would
Right.
have.
That is sort of a distinctive detail to
Because
put.
the police, they looked at the surveillance and they saw that truck, but they said that nothing else happened, that they just saw the truck. So maybe the truck wasn't, or not the truck, but the camera wasn't pointed towards
What happened?
Elaine,
Huh.
like
Which
towards the
means,
payphone.
Yeah,
hmm,
that makes sense.
which
And you're
means
gonna
that
think okay, wait, oh, here's another thing. She was on the phone with Billy, that's his name, Billy, at 1 a.m. And that was when they hung up. But at 2 a.m., literally just an hour later, the police officer finds Elaine's car and the hood's still warm. Still warm.
Hmm.
So if she was standing there for an hour talking, you would think that the car would be warm still.
Hmm.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
And the keys were still in the ignition. Hold on.
I got it. Okay, 1 a.m. She's talking to Billy. She hangs up. 2 a.m. Car found, completely warm, keys in the ignition, Sig still in. Gotcha. 1 a.m. She calls up Billy, right? And I'm guessing this call went pretty okay, and she hangs up.
They were
Since
talking about going on a camping trip.
going on a camping trip, so
So they made later plans.
she's on sky high. She's happy. She just made plans with her boo to go somewhere, right? She goes to her car, and what do people do usually after they find something, after just literally anything? They have a smoke. I'm not they I don't know the details about what they found related to the cigarette box. Maybe
It was just a pack of cigarettes next to her purse.
was it full? Did they know
I'm
anything
not sure.
about? Okay, so let's go off of a theory that it wasn't full. So maybe after 1 a.m. she calls up her boo. She hangs up. She's feeling happy. She goes to her car. Maybe it was stationary. Maybe she was driving.
Maybe it was a
I'm
hot
gonna
day.
I'm gonna say it
The heat
was.
just stayed there for a while.
I'm gonna say the car was completely stationary, and she was maybe listening to something on the radio, just chilling out and smoking.
Yeah, maybe she didn't want to go home yet.
Maybe she didn't want to go home because she does have a history of not going home directly and going around to a few friends' places. So maybe she either planned to do that later on in the night,
Just wanted to hang out for a little bit.
or just wanted to hang out before she went home, have a
Some
nice little
vibe.
smoke and have a nice little bud and whatnot. 2 a.m. rolls
Nice little
around.
bud.
I'm guessing. Here's what I'm thinking. 2 a.m. rolls around. She's in her car, and I'm thinking some dudes. Maybe what the businessman said was true. Maybe they were drinking. Maybe they decided to go out and find her. And
Well, they were hanging out at someone's trailer. They decided to go get a drink, and then they saw her.
And then they saw her.
He said that she was at the payphone, which means
They said she was at the payphone when they saw her, and it happened right after, which is a very unlikely story to think about, because how would the car still be hot at 2 a.m. if they found her at the payphone when it's 1 a.m.? Wow. Okay, wait.
Now, what if she
think.
gets in the car,
There's
starts it, and then she sees them? They come out to ask her something, and she like.
Well, they came out to offer her money.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
But they said that the businessman said that in the letter he says that she's at the payphone, and so did the witness.
The witness both said that she was at the payphone.
They both said that she was at the payphone when she was abducted.
She was at the pay. Fuck. All right, go back down to those notes. Go back down. All right, cool. All right, thank you. 2005, individual had claimed for a convenience store. So the payphone was at the convenience store. Okay.
Yeah, it's right next
Okay.
to
I don't know why. I don't know why I
Zach
forgot.
Snack.
Okay.
What the fuck is the name of that store?
Zach's Snack Shack.
It's not Snack Shack. It's
Snack Shop.
Food Rack.
Food Rack. What the fuck? That's so stupid.
Yeah, it should have been Snack Shack.
Zach's Food Rack.
Received identical letters. What claimed the three people were hanging out at someone's trailer when they had the idea for some drinks. After some time past this point, they spotted Elaine at the payphone and offered money. She declined, and this is when the man claimed to Elaine to have been abducted. See, that doesn't add up. That doesn't add up. So
somebody's lying.
Somebody
has to be lying.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
Let me try
How
and
is the
form.
car still warm?
Let me try and form an idea of what's happening here before we say that somebody is lying, and then see if that could tie up. Because it doesn't say, this businessman doesn't say at all that these two dudes started driving to where they wanted to go get some drinks. So I'm thinking they found this chick, offered her money, she said no, and they attacked her and mauled her. After that, they abduct her, and instead of having their own car to take her somewhere to, they use her own. They take her keys from her, open up the car.
How do they do all that
in an hour? That's easy. What the fuck? You knock some.
You can knock somebody out in 5 seconds.
Right. You abduct somebody.
Okay.
Knock somebody out, and then look for their keys. That it does not take an hour to look for their keys. But then again, why would they just leave the car?
But how would you get her?
Right.
Put her in the car. Get everybody else get in the car.
Well, that's not a lot of people to put in one car.
Hold on.
You can put her in the car.
Body. Figure out somewhere to take her. I don't even know where to take her if she was still alive.
Maybe they took her back.
Get her set up so she can't leave, and then bring the car back. But why would you bring the car back? That's evidence.
I'm thinking they. Right. Yeah, somebody has to be lying about something.
Somebody has to be lying. I think
somebody has to be lying about something.
Billy.
I think the car is a lie. I think the car still being warm is a lie. I think the car. I think the keys weren't. I think the keys weren't in the ignition. Well, no. I think
the businessman is lying.
Yeah, I think they never. I think both of them.
I think she was not at the payphone, but she was near the payphone. She was in her car.
I think the businessman and the one dude are lying because they both said that she was abducted at the payphone. I think that's a lie.
Wait.
Cover up her.
Maybe they're not lying. Maybe. Now hear me out. Maybe the car, like the parking lot is. So maybe she's parked right in front of the payphone, so they'd be like, "Oh yeah, she was next to it."
Right, because we never.
She'd be sitting on the car hood.
She could have.
That's why it was warm, because her ass was on it.
We were never told like where the car was in proximity to payphone.
So it could have been right next to it.
So the car could have literally been right in front of the payphone. She literally could have parked right in front of the payphone.
Yeah. So then she could have hung up, got in her car, hung out for a little bit, and then
had a smoke, and then
all of a sudden these dudes come up and are like, "Hey, you want money?" No. And then they attack her, and then obviously she's pulled out of the car, and that's why the keys are still in the ignition. But that leaves the question: who?
I think. That's hard. I think. All right, let me try and form this idea here.
He's gonna form a sentence. Everybody watch out.
I don't know. Last time you formed an idea, you.
She goes to this She goes to this payphone, calls up her boo, right?
Yeah.
They start making plans to go to some camping, whatever. She hangs up at 1 a.m., right? 1 a.m. She's happy. She's happy at 1 a.m. Her car is parked right in front of the payphone because, mind you, the payphone, from what I'm hearing, is at the convenience store.
Yeah, it is. It is the convenience store's payphone.
And that's literally a convenience store is literally like you can park right in front of a convenience store. She doesn't have to be in the parking lot. So, well, then again, I think they would have noted the fact that the car was in the parking lot of the convenience store or in proximity to the convenience store. You
Yeah,
know,
they
like
did
they would have.
because it's the convenience payphone.
No,
Payphone
I
that
mean,
she went.
did I say payphone? I meant car, like the car.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. 2 a.m. police officer
she
noticed the
drove
car standing
there.
in the parking lot. In the parking lot with no one in sight. Oh, so yeah, no, yeah,
Well, she drove there.
she's at this food rack, right? Zach's food rack.
It's closed though.
It's closed. She comes here for payphone
That's
at
it.
1
Yeah.
a.m. She comes here
Imagine
for
not going
No,
to
she
Zach's food
came.
rack
She
for the
left.
food.
I'm not sure when she left, but I'm sure she left around like 11 or
let's say she
probably.
comes and she's
Oh wait, no.
thinking,
After an hour of conversation, she left at midnight.
Oh.
wait, what? Let me
They
get
talked for an hour.
Zach's food rack.
They talked for
Zach's
an
food rack
hour.
was a convenience store that closed at midnight. They talked about going on a camping trip. Their call ended at around 1 a.m. after an hour of conversation. So she must have got there, and there's no note of there's no note of anything bought at the convenience store in the car
Yeah.
or on a person. Maybe
So
they threw it, maybe not.
I
I
think
think she got there at midnight
as they were closing.
as they were closing, and she thought, "Fuck, I could have got something. Whatever. I'm gonna call my boo." She
Well, she
starts
went there
talking
to
to him.
talk to him. That was where she went, like
Right. She gets
specifically.
there, goes to the payphone, starts talking to him for an hour, hangs up at 1 a.m. Then she goes back into her car, right? Starts it up again and starts smoking.
And
This
listens to music.
and listens to music. This bleeds from 1 a.m. to 1:30. She goes back out, and as she well, no, let's not say she comes out. As she's in her car, this four-man group, including the important businessman, are going to get some drinks. They notice this cute girl in a car and they start thinking about doing some stupid stuff, right? So they go up to this car and ask her and offer her money. She declines and they walk off in not into the convenience store, it's closed. They walk I want to say maybe around the convenience store. Let's say they make a circle around the convenience store. As they circle around the convenience store, they start to form a plan of abducting this chick. You know, they all think she's hot. She's 18, she's young. They think
She's
of
got that
take
fresh puss.
she's thinking
I hate you, Ethan.
they're thinking of taking her and yeah, like she's a blonde she's a blonde chick. They're obviously going to take her. They're thinking of taking this chick and taking her maybe to, let's say, the trailer. Let's say they think of taking her to the trailer. So 140 rolls around and they've already made a complete circle around back to the front of the convenience store. She notices this um and she's still smoking, but she thinks they're just, being dumb. So
Mm-hmm.
they go up to her car, and I want to say let's say maybe they break up. No, not break window, because then they would have noted broken. Let's say all
Well,
the
no,
windows.
you gotta point out any evidence that was in the car is it doesn't matter because she drove the car afterward
Mm,
because her mom took the car home.
so
So any evidence in the car wouldn't have been investigated.
maybe the window would have been broken.
It could have been broken. We don't know.
Let's say okay. Let's say they break the window. Let's say one of them breaks the window open, and I want to say punches her or something.
Why would they?
Chloroform.
Question. I have a question. Why would they break the window open? And why would her? Why would her? Okay, so why would her door be locked in order for them to break the window open? Wouldn't they just open the door?
Well, why would you leave your door open?
Because she's sitting in her car.
She's sitting in her car taking a smoke, sure, but she's
sitting in her car with the door closed.
She's sitting in her. Maybe the door was open the first time they came around, and she locked the door because they came back. Because she sees that these 4 creepy dudes. Because I'm thinking they did a circle around the convenience store and came back to her. She sees these 4 dudes that just previously came up to her and offered her money. She thinks they're creepy. She locks the door.
Okay, what reason is there for them to go around?
I don't fucking know, dude. Because they're, I don't know, man. They're stupid. It's for stupid idiots that want to rape some chick or something.
Maybe they weren't on the way to go get their drinks, and they were coming back from getting their drinks. So they're drunk.
Right, because
they walk up. They walk up to a lane. They walk up to a lane in her car because they see this blonde chick in the car, and they're like, "Ooh, she's blonde." They walk up to her, and they're like, "Hey, you want some money?" And she's like, "No, thank you." And she's just chilling in her car. She's fine. And then they get angry because they're drunk and they want the blonde chick. They open the door before she can lock it and just take her.
It's 4 horny dudes.
It's 4 drunk guys.
4 drunk horny guys.
Right. No, you're right. Yeah, it's 4
grown men, mind you, because which means they're grown men, which means they would easily overpower an 18-year-old.
And it's 4 of them. So let's say let's say they come back from drinks. They're all drunk. They see this girl. They think, "Oh, let's fucking 4-man her." They offer her money. Let's say, because they never say what they offered her money for. Let's say they think they're acting funny. They think they want to prostitute her. They want to put her into prostitution.
It could have been
We'll give you money. Fuck. We'll give you money. Fuck us.
See, it could have been a joke on prostitution, which very easily that makes a lot of sense. But also, it could have been like, "Oh, do you want some money for the payphone?"
It could have been that. It could have been the payphone. It could have definitely been the payphone.
Because she's right there.
She's right there, and then they think, "Oh, maybe she's smoking because she's mad. She doesn't have enough money for the payphone." And they want to just
But why would they want to help
nowhere? Her? But why would they just want to help some random chick? They're 4 dudes, and
they're drunk, and they only walked up to her because they thought she was hot.
Whether they've already had their drinks or not, there's 4 dudes either already drunk or going to get drinks. They don't want to be freaking philanthropists at this time. They're not trying to give out money for fucking free. You know, they need
some random 18-year-old.
If they're drunk, they're drunk. They're not just gonna randomly give money to some chick. And if they're going to get drinks, they're saving their money to get drinks. They're not going to randomly hand out money to this random chick and not get anything in return. So let's say they're drunk, and let's say you're in her car. You know, she's taking a smoke. Let's say the windows are down because, you know, who's gonna hotbox cigarette smoke? Windows are rolled down. She's listening to her favorite, maybe her good songs on the radio, and she's bumping in whatever.
Well, it's 99, so like
it's 1999, so like everything's a good song.
Slipknot just released their brand new album.
You're right, everything's a good song right now. Everything's good music.
She's listening to Jumper by Third Eye Blind.
I think that came out in the 2000s.
I don't think so, actually. I think it's a 90s song.
Is it really?
Let's say she's listening to music and whatever, and these 4 dudes come up to her car. You know, they're drunk, they're making jokes and whatever. They see this chick and you laughing all drunk.
Bro, what if we rape that girl?
They're thinking, hey, let's go up to her and ask her coochie for money. And
1997.
Damn. Okay.
Jumper by Third Eye Blind was released in 1997. So yes, she could have been listening to Jumper.
She could have definitely listened to Jumper. So let's say, you know, she's sitting in her car listening to Jumper. She's taking a smoke.
All I can think of is Mr. Brightside, but that didn't come out until way later.
That came out in like 2007.
Exactly.
And these four drunk dudes, they see her, they see this pretty blonde chick in the car. You know, she looks young, so they're like, oh, okay, cool. Let's ask this young
That
chick
coochie's been untouched.
for coochie. Right. That coochie.
Fresh.
If that coochie been touched, it
Can
has
you
been touched by a grown man. So
God, guys, be
I'm
You're
respectful.
talking about serious topics here.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Ethan, you started it.
So
Don't shame him. You were the one that said that.
No, I'm
So-
shaming you.
they're coming up to this girl and they're like, okay, we'll give you money, give us that pussy, you know, whatever. And she obviously, you know, she sees these four grown men.
Take
She
the
already
cash,
has
give us the snatch.
she already has a distance boyfriend, you know, who she's going to see on a camping trip in the future. You know, she already has a dick that she's trying to get at right now.
Oh, yikes.
Hey, we're talking about serious things here, Katie. Again.
Why are you shaming
So-
me?
I'm shaming
I'm
you.
being completely respectful.
You're not allowed to be respectful.
So-
We're talking about serious issues.
So, you know, she obviously declines their offer to give her money in exchange for sexual intercourse. And
Wow, you use the full term like you're some scientist over here.
shut the fuck up. Shut
Shut
the
up.
fuck up.
Shut up.
You could say fornicate instead.
Oh, even better.
So, you know, they get angry, right? And I'm guessing if they're drunk, you know, there's a little bit of drunk slurring before they actually attack her. And this is, let's say, in the between her hanging up and this all happening. Let's say this is 1 a.m. Want to say, let's say 1. Right, this is at 1:20. And you know they're slurring at her, they're getting angry, and one of them reaches through the window. Not reaches through the window. Opens up the door, knocks her out, knocks her clean out. Opens the door.
Okay, but why wouldn't
Sucker
she have
punches her.
knocked? Why wouldn't she have locked the door if they were
Oh,
just?
now you're saying she would have locked the door? Earlier you were saying she would have locked the door.
No.
Now you're saying she would have.
No,
Come on.
okay. Well, I think it was more
Can't
of like
believe-
sudden, like she's sitting there. They ask for
It was a
her.
consensual opening
They
of the door.
ask if she wants money. She says no. They immediately get angry and just take her instead of just sitting there for a minute. Because if I'm sorry, but if I'm sitting in my car and
some
four
drunk
drunk
dudes come
guys
up
walk
and
up
they start
and they're
screaming
like-
at you, you're gonna lock the door.
I'm gonna lock the door and I'm gonna pull away. I'm a female. I would.
Right? No, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's say it is immediate. Let's say they immediately get fucking pissed and open up the door, bop her. One of them opens up the door, and in a fit of fucking drunk ass rage, she boom sucker punches her, and she's out cold. They take her, close the door of the car, and
just leave it because they just want her.
leave it. They leave it there.
Because they're
not
drunk.
gonna-
Because they're drunk.
They're drunk. They don't want the car. You know, they just want the girl. So they
Did
think
you say
the
girl was
car
still on?
the car is an obstacle. The car is still on, and it was found hot.
Okay,
on the way in.
listen. In the story, they said that I think it was the mom that showed up, and there was still fuel in it. It would still turn on. So there was still fuel in the car.
See, but why would they take off with the car? Because then that implies that they used the car at some point and then took it back to the.
Well, no, there was still
There's no
fuel in
spot.
the car, which means that she just didn't use all the fuel.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
So-
well,
Right, like this is
why
such a
did she turn the
confusing-
car off then? Why? I can't think of any reason you would turn the car off, especially in that situation.
Well, wasn't it found hot?
It was the hood was still warm, and the key was still in the ignition, but there was still fuel. If the car
there was
was
still
on
fuel,
all
then-
night, if the car was on all night, then the fuel would be completely gone. There would not be any fuel left.
Well, no.
Actually, wait. It depends on
'cause-
how much fuel she has.
Because
in
let's
the
yeah
tank.
let's say that she
Had
got
a
there
full
with
tank.
a generally full tank, and leaving it on for an hour would not burn out not burn out the whole damn tank, even if it was a little bit lower.
Even all night, because that's from 1 a.m.
But you said they found it at 2 a.m.
Yeah, they found the car at 2 a.m.
The car at 2 a.m. Yeah.
In our theory, that she turns the car on and gets in the car at 1 a.m.
You also think about the outside temperature, because that could cool down the hood. If it was moderately warm out, then it'd probably be fine.
Then it would still be warm.
Yeah, but if it was
but if it was cold
night, then
it was September, so
yeah, it was probably a cooler night down in Georgia.
That means the car would have to been freshly started, like near 2 a.m.
So like 2:45, like 2:30.
Yeah.
That ruins the whole timeline.
We've been talking about this for like an hour. Can we make jokes about like the Impossible Whopper or something?
Awesome.
Wait, I want to know though.
I want to talk about estrogen and burgers.
What?
I want to talk about the Impossible Whopper and how it has 18 million times more estrogen than a normal Whopper.
Why does it have estrogen in it?
Because it's a soy burger.
Oh.
It has like enough soy in it. Like if you ate 5 of them a day, you'd get tits.
You'd get Shut up. Man, said if you eat 5 a day, you get tits.
Life hack for trans females.
I was just about to say, hey, look, if you're transitioning from male to female, just eat a bunch of Impossible.
Exactly, it'll save you a lot of money.
You'll get some weight, but hey, look, it's better than investing. It's just
exactly.
Jesus Christ.
You'll gain some weight in the chest area.
So stupid.
Because YouTube won't allow me to say it. Tits.
Breasticulars, I like to call
Your chesticles.
The chesticles.
All right, we're getting off track.
We're getting. All right. So
we need to close it out though. It has been an hour.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes. Go ahead and throw some finishing statements up there.
Okay. Let me try.
Our timeline just got ruined.
Yeah, let me no. Let me try to get a first. All right. So she gets to Zach's food rack 12 a.m. at 12 a.m. right, midnight, right? As they're closing, she don't even care, you know. She's there for the payphone. She goes to the payphone.
Stays on all night anyway.
Right. She goes to the payphone, puts a little money in, and calls up her boo. She has an hour conversation about having a camping trip with her boo. Hangs up at 1 a.m. She's feeling happy. She goes in her car, turns it on and starts bumping "Jumper" by Third. She takes a nice quick smoke, and as she's in her car, bumping, these 4 drunk dudes start to approach her, right? They're drunk and whatever. One of these dudes is the businessman that actually submitted the story about 3 dudes when it's really 4, including him. And I want to say they go up to her and offer. She declines, and in a fit of rage, I know it can or can't be him. I just want to say that it's an important businessman who actually knocks her out, because I want there to be
a briefcase.
Because
either he did something to her or he was the one that killed her.
He was the one, yeah, because there has to be a reason that he got so
guilty to the point
where he would send a letter hinting it on the other ones. So he sends a letter in. No, he knocks her out, right? And they abduct her. They take her back to the trailer, using just carrying her, right?
Because she's unconscious at this point.
She's unconscious. She's unconscious. It's 1999. It's Georgia. It's at 1 a.m. Nobody's almost 2 a.m. Nobody's gonna be walking around, right? They get to the trailer, and at 2 a.m., cop finds a car warm.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Cop finds the car warm, key still in the ignition, fuel still in the car, cigs in the car, everything.
But
Whole
is the
thing.
car still on? Is the question.
Car still on.
That was our
Ah.
They
problem.
never
Was that the
mentioned that.
car?
If the car was
They
on, that would
I
explain a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they wouldn't they never mentioned whether the car was on or
yeah.
not.
If the
But
could if
if
the
they
car.
if they made it a note saying that the car was warm, I would think that the car was off, right? Because if the car was on, obviously it's gonna be.
So why did she turn the car off?
Why'd she turn the car?
Save fuel when she gets out
Ugh.
of the car.
Ugh. Maybe, yeah. Okay, maybe at some point as she's smoking, the car gets turned off. Maybe she gets in the car originally, turns it on to smoke. Some song comes on that she doesn't like, and she's not feeling the song type of mood. She's had the car on for a while. She turns it off, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or she could just be sitting in her car. And doesn't have. Oh wait, no. Then why is the why is the car warm then?
right.
Oh.
Okay, we need to
So
stop stressing about this. It is like 10 at night, and yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
We've
stressing
hit an
about it.
hour.
we've hit an hour. Yeah, that's a good enough.
All right, what have we learned?
What have we learned? We learned that this case was very
Some
confusing.
something isn't adding up. So
This
someone here is not
this
telling the
case is
truth.
very confusing, but I like to think that that cop is definitely not telling the truth about that car being warm. I don't think that car was warm at all, because then again we wouldn't actually know because we weren't there and the car was taken by the mother. So I don't think that car was warm at all. I think that car was cold. Maybe the cop was lying about the car being
Maybe it
warm.
was slightly warm.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it wasn't as warm as I thought it was. Maybe it was just, again, maybe it was just a little just a tinge warm. Maybe it was a little cool. Um uh
we also learned that that Jumper by Third Eye Blind was released in
was released in
1997,
1997.
Yes, we
and
learned that.
Impossible Whoppers grow tits on men.
Yes.
Right.
Also, I would like to say that we this is not disrespectful. This is completely for educational purposes,
Yeah,
and we just really like stuff like this and like talking about it. So
so
that's
We learned that Elaine
no
had a really fresh
disrespect
pussy.
to
no
Elaine
disrespect
or
to
Becky or
Elaine or
David or
Becky or
anyone
Dave
that knew her.
No
or
one's gonna
anybody
watch this.
or Billy or whatever.
Well, still,
Nobody's
it's just nice to.
Yeah, nobody's gonna watch it anyway, but who cares? I'm probably gonna advertise this in some Discord server or something.
If
So in
all due
conclusion,
respect to these people, but I have to make jokes about you. It lightens up the mood.
Elaine's murder,
Elaine's dead.
Elaine's moida will still not be has remained unresolved by this small crew. Who is messing with their god?
It's Ethan.
What am I doing?
Okay. Anyway,
Uh,
it sucks. I guess we'll never know what really happened to Elaine because it's been so long now.
yeah.
She's
Suck my dick,
dirt.
eat my ass. Mow my mow my dick bush like it's grass, baby.
Do you want to end with the quote Jennifer
Chew on my
Boyd?
dick like it's ice cream.
Can you shut up?
Quote from Jennifer Boyd, friend of Jacqueline Elaine Nix, about her death. She had a very charismatic way about her. She could walk into a room and light it up without saying anything. That's that, folks. Um, suck my dick. That's it.
You ever think positive quotes are just like? You ever just think they're trying to find something really nice to say? instead of
Shut
saying
up. We're
basically an emotion?
we're trying to end the episode, and you're
On
trying
a
to
happy
continue.
note. We're trying to end it on a happy.
I want
You're the
people
one
to question
who
their
told us
sanity.
we have.
There's only one reason I'm here. Clearly.
Okay, we're editing all of this out.
What are you talking about? I'm the one who has the footage. What are you gonna do about it?
All because my OBS doesn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome
My
to the
battery's
first
gonna
aid
die.
mod. First aid mod. This tutorial will guide you through this mod.
Shut up about Minecraft.
Shut up, boy.
All right.
Is the
We're
episode
done.
ended?
We're done.
All
We're
right,
done.
You know what? Good night, goodbye. I'm turning it off. Any motivational quotes you'd like to say before we leave?
R.I.P. Jacqueline Elaine Nix.
All right, cool. That's all we needed. All right, good night, goodbye, all you beautiful transvestites. Uh, we'll see you in whatever I don't know how we categorize these episodes, podcasts, whatever.
Episode.
Okay, you better call it episode 666 or no. There's nothing else you can do. All right, bye.